Yo, what's happening, people, and welcome back to the Tiki Taka podcast. We're going to hear hot takes, unbiased opinions, and hopefully have a couple laughs along the way. Now, we did have our first episode back last week. We did the preseason predictions, looked at where we thought some of the teams might finish and what might happen first manager sack. So if you haven't checked that out, go and check that out. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Algorithm. So Premier League football is back.
Yes.
And we're recording this one straight after the Liverpool Newcastle game. So we're not going to talk about the Chelsea game, obviously, which is tomorrow. Which would have been an interesting one, but next week's a busy week, so we'll watch that. Maybe if Arbeloa gets her job done, then we'll talk about it on the next pod. But look, we just, like I said, we've just watched the Super Sunday kickoff. Liverpool scored a penalty with the last kick of the game to earn a point against Newcastle on the Isak return, which was hostile to say the least.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Newcastle fans, they played their part. To be fair,
Yeah,
they did
yeah.
what they needed to do. I didn't. For some reason, I just felt like Isak wasn't really involved in the game.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really have.
He had a stinker, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he bottled the penalty as well.
That one I'm shocked about as well. It's a good decision from either.
It's probably a smart decision.
Iraola. It's not like captain. No, Van Dijk's still captain.
Yeah, but I think he might be vice captain.
So it was a good decision from either Van Dijk, Slobosly, or Iraola, or whoever it was, because it took a bit of the
It's a
spice.
bottle job from Isak, though.
It's the number 9. Paid 120 million, wherever it is for him.
The big strikers want to score that one so they can shut the crowd up. Giving you stick for 95 minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a 75 plus million signing that wouldn't take that penalty.
The only one recently, Haaland, remember he didn't take that one in the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was so much Haaland wasn't backing himself or.
But that's because he'd already taken. Has Isak taken a penalty for Liverpool before? I guess that's the question. Because Haaland had already taken penalties, scored and missed penalties, and then he still should have taken that one in the final.
Isak's record for Newcastle is good, though. No? I don't remember him missing.
It's a stadium he's familiar with.
It's a penalty spot he's familiar with.
It's a crowd he knows well.
Exactly. I just think the big strikers would Suarez, Benzema.
Yeah,
they want to take that opportunity to shut the.
I mean, it's still up. It's still record signing. Still Premier League's record signing.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
So,
Newcastle fans, shout out.
They still made it a tough place. Like a lot of speculation, obviously, on the predictions. I was saying Jassel will.
Yeah. It looked good though.
It looked decent, but I don't know if it's going to be interesting this season because I don't know if it's Jassel. Like if he does well, I think it's a slight on Eddie Howe, and it makes me think that the fans are just
you think
the driving force behind it because I'm like even today against Liverpool, they look like the better team. And with the amount of players that Newcastle have lost, or even if you don't agree with that, they look like the better team because Liverpool maybe had more of the ball or whatever. They had big chances. Like Wissa should have made it 3-1. Murphy put a ball across the box that somebody should have been on the end of.
Yeah.
They look to me like the better team when Newcastle have been gutted, had the whole team ripped, manager ripped. And they still went out there against Liverpool and looked like the better team. So obviously, if he goes on a mad run and then you have to pay homage and whatever, but I don't know if that was. We need to see his away record, basically.
I hear that, but I give him a lot of credit, and I don't think it's a slight on Eddie. I hear it if the team is gutted and he still does well, how that can be a slight on Eddie Howe, but I do think because of how many players have moved on, it almost feels like the Eddie Howe team has moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it feels like this is a new team, and then
Newcastle 2.0.
Exactly. And when the game was kicking off, or when the first half was sort of starting, I'm still looking at those guys like, Alanga's like 55 million, and Wissa was 50, 60 million, and Jacob Ramsey's 40 million, and like there's still Voltemader's on the bench, he's like 75 million. So there's still like some expensive signings in there, Botman, all these kind of guys, yeah. But I do give this new manager credit because they don't really have star players anymore. And he seems able to get sort of a team performance out of guys. Because I thought Bear guys played well. Like Lewis Hall played well, Thiaw played well. obviously Liverpool up until the very
Yeah,
end.
for 95
Yeah,
minutes.
for
Yeah.
for 95
Yeah.
minutes played well. Wissa played well.
Gary Neville was
Willock,
running the PR.
Elanga played well. Like it was one of these ones where I was looking at Newcastle. Like I actually think they'll do better than last year
Yeah.
because we're not waiting for Gordon or Bruno G or Tonali to turn up. Yeah, it's gonna be on everybody now. Everybody has to put in a similar sort of 7 out of 10 performance, and then they will do well because they still have decent pieces. Barnes and
Lewis Miley looked good today.
you look like a pro.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So I give Yasu some credit because I thought it was gonna be a lot darker than this, but it seems as if he leans into the whole.
But I do. That's why I also think, especially today with the Kevin Keegan tribute and Isak,
they were up for
the
it.
atmosphere
They were up for it.
Yeah.
You're right. We'll need to see what his away record looks like, and obviously can the
They
consistency
go to
keep
Tottenham on Saturday. That's a good one. If they've put in a good performance at Tottenham, because even I know obviously we'll get onto how shit Tottenham were, but even though Tottenham were shit at home under De Zerbi, I still think they'll have a bit. So if he goes there and puts a decent performance in, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Obviously, we need to see more, but I do give him credit just for like obviously recognize maybe like it's a forced error, but just recognizing that, all right, man, I don't have a star anymore, and I just need my pieces to work as a unit. I just need this to be a team. I like the lineup. I like the Osula pick.
Yeah.
I like the Elanga pick. I liked even starting Wissa out wide, and then when Osula couldn't run anymore, sort of moving him in the middle, all this kind of stuff, because he tried his best to keep that transition threat open. And I was like, all right, this guy understands his pieces. And he understands Newcastle.
Well, I think Wissa, obviously, after they signed him for 55 million towards the end of last season's transfer window, and they pushed hard for him, had a shocking season, was probably one of the worst summer transfers last season.
Mm-hmm.
Where Jassel can get a lot of credit, like you say, is Wissa's performance today. That's his best performance in a Newcastle shirt by far. And it was his first competitive game under this manager.
Sometimes I'm definitely harsh on players. Like, I don't know. West obviously last season, you're right, definitely one of the worst transfers last season. But it's obvious he just wasn't fit.
Yeah.
It's just obvious now that he wasn't fit. He's had a good World Cup. He's come back from the good World Cup. He's carried that form into this season. It's just one of those ones where you kill a player and you sort of write him off and say that he's washed now. Look at his age, he's like 30, 31. You're like, it's over for him. But really and truly, there is still some football left.
Yeah. We saw that at the World Cup even.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's carried on his form from the World Cup, but really and truly, there's some football left in Wissa, and I think he can be a decent piece for them, man. Like, he's never gonna I think goal-wise hit the heights that he hit at Brentford, but in terms of connecting the play and helping Alanga and Willock and Barnes and guys with attacks, and be a bit of a leader and like be a bit of a man about the pitch. I think Wissa's got a lot. It kind of makes sense. I feel like he's a decent signing now.
Yeah,
like he's got a lot to help the team out with.
Well, I think he still needs to offer a bit more before kind of Newcastle fans say, yeah, he's been a decent signing just because of last year. But 100%, I think the way there's still a player in there for sure. Well, if you score 20 Premier League goals, it's difficult to just lose that. Yeah. And especially non-pen goals as well. But again, credit to the manager because, like I said, his best performance in a Newcastle shirt came in his first competitive game under you. So whether that was because he was fit last year or not,
it looks like a fitness thing.
Maybe
Yas was definitely.
But when we were seeing him play for Newcastle last year, Newcastle fans hated him.
He was awful last year. But it's kind of like an Odegaard thing of like, I never wanted to lend an ear to the whole fitness thing. I'm like, if you're out there running, you should be fit.
Like Saka told us.
Yeah, like if you're
not an excuse.
If you're out there running, you should be fit, and you should be, if you're playing 60 minutes, like how unfit are you to be playing 60 minutes? But then again, when you see a footballer, I guess when they are in peak fitness, you're like, oh, actually, you do have facets to your game, and every touch doesn't just dribble out into
yeah.
So
even Elanga,
another guy written off.
I think that they said when he scored today, that was his first Premier League goal for Newcastle.
No way. No, that's a lie.
No, they said he scored a couple in the Champions League.
That's not true. It's been there for like 2 years now.
Yeah, let me Google it now. Unless the commentator got it wrong.
There's no way that's his first goal in the Premier League. He wasn't even signed last season. I swear it was like the season before.
No, I think it was last season.
That's what he got last season in 32 appearances.
Was one assist. And then this season, and this is match day 1.
One goal, one.
Yeah,
In,
so
one
that's
goal,
his,
one appearance.
that was his first Premier League goal for Newcastle. So another player that was looking terrible last season, but again, manager's been able to get a tune from at least today. And that first goal, that's Elanga all over the fast break.
Yo,
the
Yassel's playing to
counter.
their strengths, man.
100%. That transition absolutely killed Liverpool.
And I'm liking Osula.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot.
Up until the injury,
Osula's got a lot to bring.
causing problems. A lot more than Watermarder.
Yeah, well, he neglected using Watermarder. Even
The German man.
like even though Wissa's run his groins into the ground, he's neglected using Watermarder. So it's going to be interesting that one. How much he uses him, how much of a piece he thinks he is. But for Wissa and for Elanga, shout out to them as well, because now that the big guys have left, it's well, we'll see what happens. As I say, it's only match day one. But now that the big guys have left, you can see who in the dressing room at least is like the onus is on them to step up, and they're sort of answering the call, accepting the responsibility. Alanga was dancing with Osula and Wissa and all these kind of guys, and it's like I'm looking at like, well, you're the guys now.
Yeah,
like you guys are actually Newcastle's guys. If they go and make something happen, it's up to you guys to do it. So
I think Miley, Hall, and Tiao were 3 examples of that today of the new generation
stepping up, taking up the responsibility.
Yeah. Obviously, Tiao was captain today. But
yeah, Miley really impressed me as well today,
with
man.
their
And
performance.
he's a physical specimen.
Yeah, 100%.
Like 6'2", 6'3".
Can cover ground, get on the ball, play passes between the lines. But look, good performance from Newcastle. Looks like they might have a decent season, but obviously still early days.
Yeah, still early.
On the Liverpool side of things, the late penalty.
Bailout. Well, it was a penalty, but
bailout. Szoboszlai stanchions wrapped it, and then obviously that means they get a draw. Not a terrible result at St James's Park, especially given the circumstances.
All things considered, yeah.
But first impressions of Iraola's Liverpool today.
It was everything.
Xhaka on display.
No, Xhaka was actually all right, but it was everything. Well, all right on the ball. It was everything that I was tepid about in the preseason predictions. Like they did well to get the draw. That definitely shows some mentality, some minerals. But boy, they were at 6s and 7s at sometimes in that game, man. And the depth, like Liverpool's depth, that's the real worry. And I know Ekitike is out, and
Kumas came on today.
Yeah, maybe some other guys are out who I'm blanking on their names. But my biggest worry about Liverpool is the depth, and still, man, Wirtz and Isak. And I know it's only match they won, yeah, and they didn't even lose the game, but that is still like 300 million worth of talent in there.
Well, we've done a bit on Isak, obviously talking about the penalty. He had a bit of a stinker, but I was going to ask you about Wirtz. Hooked after 60 minutes today. And that first 60 minutes was dreadful.
Yeah, there was not much in it. I saw Gary giving him some bail of like, well, we've given him a season to get to know the league now and all this kind of stuff, and how it needs to be a big season for him. And as I said, these are like my last baked-in excuses.
You know what Matt Hummels tweeted today? He said, as it's the first day of the Premier League season, I think Wirtz will get 25 or 30 GA in the league.
No, Matt is.
That's what he tweeted.
Matt, the retirement has not served Matt Hummels well. He's knocking back too many beers.
With Steins.
Yeah. He needs a smaller Stein glass.
But yeah, look, I thought he was dreadful in the first half. And this isn't just a pile on Wirtz thing. This is just calling it how we see it.
These are my last baked-in excuses. It's Newcastle away, match day 1.
But it's not Joe Linton.
I know.
It's not Tonali. It's not Bruno Guimaraes. Right?
Bamba was looking around.
He looked all right. We've praised Miley. That Sean Stir looked all right. Whistle was doing a job. But obviously Willock when he came on. But it just... I think he's and look, his match day 1.
Yeah, that's it.
My prediction is that Liverpool... I mean, Wirtz is going to cause Liverpool a problem. Yeah, in terms of okay, in this league he has to play as a 10. Yeah, you can't stick a player like that's like sticking Odegaard out wide, right? Or even Bruno Fernandes out wide, or one of those types of players. He has to play in the 10, and if you play him in the 10, he's part of a midfield 3 with none of the physical capability, like the way he was getting moved. And fair enough, we said it's a physical.
The goal.
Midfield,
what goal was it?
the way he got moved to
No, it wasn't the goal. No, the second goal.
Willock's goal.
Willock's goal. Wissa turns in midfield. You know, it's Wirtz that he just breezes away from, drives 30 yards. And bear in mind, I'll just give him Wissa some credit. Wissa's a decent player. But if you have any midfielder with legs, they can grab a hold of Wissa.
Yeah.
They can get a foot on the ball.
Wissa's got a bit of turn-up pace.
No. Well, if you have any midfielder with legs, any midfielder.
But he's good at winning fouls as well. He's got the eye.
Then the foul.
The touch.
But this is like beyond the foul. Yeah. This is like he's dry. He's going
you can't get near him kind of thing. Yeah.
He's going to the final third. He's making touch layoffs. So I hear what you're saying. I think Wirtz, man.
It's even things like when he gets the ball and a player's on him and he's knocked it to try and beat him on the outside or whatever. And the player started running and Wirtz just stops running.
Yeah.
And the ball goes out or it goes somewhere else.
It's a confidence thing as well, that one.
Confidence, mentality, how much do I want it? How much do I want to scrap for this ball? If needs be, and we're getting into a 50-50, 60-40 in their favor, am I going to go and do this? But like without all of that, because you don't really want to be talking about that with Wirtz. If he's not going to do that, then perform. Turn up, make a difference.
Yeah, it's a serious. I just think my prediction with Wirtz is it's going to be a lot of like coddling him and babying him.
Do you think Iraola's going to have time for that? Keep him in the team for as long as it takes.
Iraola will keep him in the team for, I think, past Feb.
Yeah, okay.
Like it will get to Feb, and then maybe towards the end of Feb, coming into March, when you start looking at how many games you have left and who they are, and then you start making changes on just we need points now.
We actually have to make Champions League football.
We generally just need points now. So I think he will get that far. But I think, as I say, the thing with him is that because you're right, because he's got to play in midfield, because he can't be hidden out wide, but also because of Liverpool's depth issues, I don't think that there's a like for like Wirtz replacement. McAllister's decent. This Munoz guy has shown a bit. He's even won a penalty. But really and truly, when Liverpool need a creative piece, that responsibility falls onto Wirtz. So that is really going to be his burden to carry for the entirety of the season. Is that if any of these games, if this game had ended 2-1, or if this game had dribbled out or was ended 2-2, and if they had 10, 15 minutes of it being level and needing another goal, those are Wirtz minutes. That's when the pressure is on Wirtz. That's when it's going to be at its highest. And he was hooked before then today. But moving on in the future, that is where I am going to judge Wirtz. When these games are at stalemate, when there are 20 minutes to go, one, you have to be fit enough to be on the pitch or impactful enough to be on the pitch. Enough, and then two, in those moments, you have to make a difference, because there aren't really anybody that Liverpool can bring on that can. You've even lost Curtis Jones, man. I don't rate Curtis Jones at all. But you could argue before that at least he was an option to bring on to try and get something going, make a final pass. If Liverpool are struggling to feed Isak, if Liverpool are struggling to feed like a TK or Gakpo or any of these guys, and shout out Gakpo, then I think Wirtz that is 2 years into a very dark, entrance into the Premier League.
Look, it's a big season for Wirtz, big price tag, and I think everybody is expecting to see something. But unfortunately, like you say, whether it's comes to February or March or December, whenever, I feel like a point is going to come where Iraola realizes actually my best team
doesn't include them.
Yeah,
I think that it happened after several draws, and as I say, several of these like one game, one goal draws. It's 1-1, it's 2-2, it's 0-0. If you have too many of those like totting up, and you realize, I've got two strikers that should be getting 15 goals.
Yeah,
but that's when I'm getting onto him.
But yeah, look, eyes on Wirtz for this season. Let's see if he can raise the level. Now, normally we would probably go to the champions next, right? Because it's only right. Give them the respect and the treatment of the champions. But Manchester United come to the stage. Michael Carrick. He's at the wheel. Now look, 12:30 Heritage.
Yeah.
Heritage football, Premier League football. Man United playing a newly promoted team away from home. Hull at the MKM. I'm looking out for the MKM this
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
It was looking. It was looking, bro. If I was seeing Hull fans do this, my head would be on Mars. So I completely understand why United fans are enraged, especially the ones who predicted them to be in a title race. But look, as far as hate watches go, I think that might be one of the best ones we have all season.
Yeah,
I think,
it was good.
if this game had been in like December,
Yeah,
I remember Chelsea lost at Ipswich.
It'd be frothing at the
in
mouth.
1 December.
I remember when
Lapsed
Man
goal.
United lost to Forest in December. We remember
Yeah.
when the Onana mistake.
Yeah.
Gibbs
from the
White
Gibbs White shot.
straight at him.
We'd be loving it, but because it's the opening day of the season, we need to pay homage to this. So, Mauled by the Tigers, I guess we call this segment. Completely unexpected. Even after Hull go 2-0 up, I'm just expecting Man United with the forward players they have on the pitch,
To
the
get back in the
players they
game.
have on the pitch, not just get back in the game, but most probably win the game. I don't know what minute Hull scored their second goal in, maybe 35 or something. I still thought in almost true Man United fashion, Bruno will get one. And
Unlikely hero, Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so even at halftime, even at 60 minutes, 70, and then when it gets to 70, I'm thinking, well, Man United will get a draw. They might not win the game, but even if they score in the 87th minute, they'll probably get another one.
That's a handball we've never seen before.
Yeah.
That the ref's giving that.
100. Maguire's fouling him. But they're giving Man United a penalty. So I say all that to say this was completely unexpected. I was absolutely stunned as that game headed into injury time.
There was a point though where I was around the 77th minute where I was like,
Man United aren't actually gonna.
Yeah.
Like,
and I hear you. Normally, I'm expecting till the bitter end.
When Kobe was coming, I was like, jinx, and then like, maybe when they start doing the long ball to Maguire and the flick-ons. And
there's one attack that just peters out, and I'm like, no, that's their best idea.
Yeah.
That's their best idea of getting back into this game.
And Bremo had one chance when he cut in and put it over the bar. I think around that time as well. And I was like, yeah, okay, this is. But look, before we go into Man United, because there's a lot to talk about on Man United, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. We need to give Hull some credit.
That's what the Premier League's about, man.
I think. I said that the 3 promoted teams were gonna go back down. Obviously, that could still be the case. But starting off with a win at home to Man United is big.
I said 2 of them will go down, but I did include Hull and Coventry. I said Ipswich will stay up, and they did win. But
O'Neill.
The whole piece of it all, I want to give Hull so much credit and praise, and they do deserve it. Semi Ajay. I mean, they're stuck to their game plan. Yeah, in the sense of like, you're at home, use your home crowd advantage. See what you can do to make things physical. Don't give any like sloppy chances away in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of the game. But
they had a bit as well though, because it wasn't just
that Slater guy is decent.
It wasn't just crowd get up and hustle and bustle and fight and battle, and there was a lot of that, but they battered Man United, bro. Like McBurn, Lamans was making save after save.
No, they did, but as I say, like, and it's so disrespectful to do the whole, but the quality of Man United, especially because it's newly promoted.
Hull finished 6th in the Championship.
That's what I'm saying. I know it's disrespectful to do the whole, but the quality of Man. But I swear to God, I swear to God, Joe. Like,
but before we cuss Man United,
like the redeeming qualities,
Crooks and Slater,
Crooks is the balling. Wanted it more. Like, as I say, look, the credit I'll give Hull is like
McBurney looked like Drogba.
Yeah. These are the vibes of English football. Like they have brought it back to the
Stick
roots.
It on them.
Yeah, the fundamentals.
Put it in the mixer.
Respect the roots of this country. Respect the grassroots game that this country has instilled. Yeah, and that's what Hull did. Like if Bruno or whoever it is isn't just going to be better than me, full stop, out quality me, then I'm gonna get about. I'm going to see what I can do.
Yep.
And with every pass in the first 15, 20 minutes that sort of Man United did nip in front of or do something sort of crazy too, Hull were just growing in confidence. And that's why the first goal,
massive.
The first goal is like...
You don't want to go 1-0 down.
You don't.
In that place.
Yo, that is where the capitulation starts,
Yeah.
man. That is the real dark sign when Semi Ajayi or McBurney sort of. I mean, Senna Lammers makes a great save, but when I mean and for it to come off a set piece is like nothing has been worked on from last season, because I don't know how many set pieces United conceded to last season, but nothing has been worked on. Man United players are marking each other. Like they already did it on TNT about Hull getting the first, second, and third touch in the box. Yeah, and that right there is that will kill Man United over and over, because there's so many other Hull templates in the league. Leeds and Brentford and all these other guys.
And those things of look, firstly, we just have to mention, because the video of Maguire and Mazraoui
holding
on
each
that
other
first goal is one of the top 3 videos on Twitter. Bro, it's so funny. Maguire's 2 arms holding him back, stopping. Do you see the one I sent you of him doing it to Luke Shaw?
Yeah. But the Mbuemo, the way Slater just nips in front of Mbuemo to get the ball that leads to the like that level of
Man United fans aren't having Mbuemo, man.
But that level of commitment and dog and fight and all of that kind of stuff.
But that's what I was going to come on to, because cool, they lose the first contact 3 times. Yeah. That's not because Man United don't have the players that can make first contact.
Exactly.
Maguire and Heaven, and obviously a lot of Man United fans saying this weekend
have a good game.
we paid $1 million for Heaven. Now we know why.
Yeah.
Falling asleep even after all those, they make all those contacts. But McBurney's contact at least had a lamb and save, because Heaven's just sleeping at the back post. McBurney's just gone round him. But one of those two, and the reason why you're not making the contact and you're not getting there 90% of the time, unless the guy's a super athlete and he's got there in front of you, is because you don't want it enough.
Yeah.
You're not up for it, or as much as they do.
But even that, like, the whole players are the only players moving in the box. They're the only players moving in the box. Like that like lack of basics, lack of fundamentals, lack of respecting the game, all of that kind of stuff. I mean, and as you're saying, like going 1-0 down there was so much for Man United to like. They could have taken that game easy to get into the game. If Man United scored the first goal, it could be 3-4-5.
Would
but
you
losing that first goal in the manner that they did?
You know, Mbumo had that chance, half volley, made a save, and I was like 0-0. I think if he scores that, I think it's a fairly straightforward. Everyone's FPLs are laughing because we all had double Man United attack. Bruno Fernandes captain, but like you say, when Hull go 1-0 up, that's the worst possible game to play for Man United. But on their mistakes on set pieces, as you mentioned, all of that, could you argue that Michael Carrick got schooled by Sergei Jakirovic?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't even know who the whole manager is.
Who actually has today
signed a new contract,
a new 3-year deal off the back of yesterday.
No, I would say that he got schooled, man. I would say that he got schooled,
which
because
is dark.
One of my tweets of the week is already the whole tweeted like name pronunciations of all the players pronouncing their name, and then someone quote tweeted it and was like, pound for pound the worst squad. Well, I'm telling you, some of the names, like every time you're like, who?
Well, when you're seeing Regan Slater, Matt Crooks, Louis Coyle, Ollie McBurney, John Egan,
you're like, who?
You're like,
we're like
Brian Giles.
Pound for pound, the worst squad ever in Premier League history. So for him to get 3 points at home to Man United, 100% he scored Michael Carrick. 100% he scored Michael Carrick. I think the dark thing for Michael Carrick is
that. Did you see what Bruno Fernandes said, by the way, just on
about same mistakes.
Yeah. But he also said they played a back 4 the whole of pre-season, and they come today and they play a back 5.
Oh,
that's what Bruno Fernandes said. So on that, I also think Michael Carrick, and because that would explain
Hull away.
No, it shouldn't happen. Yeah, players on the pitch should be whatever. But I think Michael Carrick's probably focused on that, gone for that, because it doesn't explain.
Because he's thinking long balls.
It may be, yeah, and it doesn't explain why Hull battered them. Yeah, like Man United must have been just that far off it. They looked like they didn't have a clue out there, and for the first game of the season, that is worrying.
One of the things that there's no excuses for is like conceding possession to Hull. No excuses if you're Man United, because you just signed 3 new midfielders.
And who was a prime suspect of giving up possession?
Yeah, Bruno.
Bruno Fernandes, the grenade launcher. Yeah. And look, I'm a Bruno fan. I like Bruno. I think he's a top player. Yeah. But he is a top player because of the numbers he puts up. It's not because. I mean, towards the end of last season, he was playing a bit of the beautiful game.
Losses like this just damage his rep, not rep, because we both know he's a fantastic player, but like
because they've been clean sheeted.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
The PFA Player of the Year last season, not in my opinion, but he might win it. Yeah. It got clean. They got clean sheeted at whole. This whole Man United attack that's meant to be one of the best attacks in the league. Yeah, and like I said, you had Rashford, you had Xerxes, you had Shea Lacey, you had other guys on the Sesko.
Yeah.
You had guys on the bench to bring on. I think the only attacker you might have been missing was Ahmad. Yeah, and you're not bringing one in, and you couldn't score against Hull.
Look, as you say, man, the whole manager, he's done a job on Michael Carrick, and why I think this is particularly such a bad start is because everyone is going to remember this loss. Both players, fans, staff. Like, don't get me wrong, I expect Man United to go out and spend on another 3 players before the window ends. Yeah. But he can win his next 2 games and lose or draw his 4th game. And everyone's going to go a loss, a draw, and 2 wins. And you've lost to Hull. And, so like wherever Man United go from here, and the season is not over for them, a lot can still be achieved. But when you have such a sort of like bad tasting loss, like it's just like everyone is just gonna. This will be a reference point for the rest of the season.
I think,
like Grimsby.
I think this is actually something. Yeah. I think this is actually something that I was gonna speak about with you off air, but like we've been there. We know what it's like. Every football fan probably knows what it's like when you lose at 12:30 on a Saturday and your team plays.
Ruined.
It's how bad you feel or angry you feel or just all the negative feelings you feel are worse than if you lose at 5:30 or 3:00 or Sunday or even a Monday night. A Monday night one you can handle
100%.
If you lose on a Saturday at lunchtime when your team plays, the way you feel. Villa last year for Arsenal fans away.
It's because there's so much football to watch over the weekend, and
it just ruins. And you get up early. I watch my team play, up for it.
Every time you see a team defend or corner, you just you couldn't head that clear.
It was literally reminding me of when we played Bournemouth last year, which was a Saturday 12:30. We went to that game. We were hanging out with Nick afterwards. Obviously, Bournemouth are a better team than Hull, all of that. But given the circumstances and the situation that Arsenal were in, it just kills that. I'm watching Man United content and Man United fans are like, I don't even want to watch the rest of the football this weekend. And that's what you look forward to the whole week. You're like, my team plays at 12:30. If we can get 3 points, then 3:00.
Yeah.
And if they don't even want to watch, they don't want to watch any of the football today or tomorrow. Some of them are saying this is game week 1, and I want the season to end. It feels like we've been doing this.
Nah, but I know. Look, a poor start to a season. You know how you wait so long. You wait so long for football to come back. You gas yourself about Santos. You gas yourself about Tielemans, who we need to speak about, by the way, because
100%.
Those two had a bad game. Those two were poor. You can't get overrun or outpassed, outmaneuvered by a whole City midfield.
Yeah.
But I also put it back on Carrick.
Santos, I don't think was as bad.
Because I put it back on Carrick. Yeah. Because I don't think that you need to sign Santos and Tielemans to beat Hull City away from home.
No.
So whatever you've been doing pre-season, even if it was with Kobe, whoever it was that was here last season, you should have had the pieces in place. Xerxes and guys should have been able to start versus Hull, and you'd be able to dig out a result. Like, even if you don't play your best stuff, just based off the quality factor alone of some of the players that you have, you can get that result. So, Tielemans wasn't good. Santos wasn't good. They're looking for Baleba to sort of hold down those two.
They're going to need Baleba to play every game, every 3 days.
But managerially, tactically, as a team, like Man United, it must be so tough to be a Man United fan because of how you start and end seasons. It must be so tough, let alone the stuff that goes on in the middle.
Well, I was going to say,
how you start and end seasons is just so comedic.
Their start to the season, or bad start to the season, has been a frequent thing. Like last year, they lost to us.
I've seen them lose to Brighton.
Yeah, they had the 4-0 slapping with Brentford, which might have been like the second game. Their starts of the season are never really good. And obviously, you're thinking Hull away, And that opening week of the season it's just one of those games where nobody actually cares about the performance.
Yeah, exactly.
Just get 3
Just
points,
get 3
get the
points.
campaign
Yeah,
running,
man.
and
starting negative goal difference.
especially for the chasing pack. Obviously, if you consider Arsenal to be the favourites, and then you've got Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, if they want to throw themselves in there, Villa. The chasing pack, it's important to win on the first weekend just to keep a bit of optimism. Just to think, like if you lose to Hull on the first day of the season,
It's gonna stain, bro.
You're not.
It's gonna stain.
You just can't do serious things.
It's gonna stain.
Like,
It's gonna stain.
We had a conversation off air a while ago about how much like these teams that want to try and challenge and win the title, how much they actually have to do to get to that point. Man United could go on a 8-10 game unbeaten run.
Yeah.
Maybe not winning run, but unbeaten run, like Carrick kind of did last year. But they could still find themselves 7 points or more than 7 points off the title come February or March, and they're looking back and they're like,
where did
we actually lost a whole
opening
on
day.
match day one.
Started behind them, bro.
And I was gonna say they play Ipswich at Old Trafford this weekend. That's a 6-pointer.
Who have confidence,
because if Ipswich
they're coming in with the vibes.
We know Gary O'Neill can put a bit of something together.
They're coming in with the vibes, man.
They could be 6 points clear of Man United if they win.
I do think that the loss will not work out Man United's favour. That's the wrong terminology, but it will force their hand in the transfer market. I'm expecting Woodward Man United to still be there in DNA.
Panic buy.
Yeah, I'm expecting some signings. I saw Mings come on for Villa today. It could be any one of those guys. I swear, it could be like, yo, Brentford's 2 centre backs were looking very solid. Ayer and Collins.
Like Van der Berg's out.
I'm expecting a 45, 50, 60 million pound bid for any one of those guys. Overpay. But we need. I mean, Man United cannot go into the season. It was a managerial issue. That's why they lost today. So it's not. I'm not like digging out it wasn't just a defensive issue. Everyone played because they didn't score a goal. They didn't hold the ball up in midfield. They didn't defend well. Like it was back to front. And to my point, I predicted Man United to finish ahead of Liverpool, but I also somehow predicted Carrick to potentially be the first manager of the top 6 to lose his job. But I said specifically, it is schoolings like that. Like if this whole game if they had a big Champions League tie midweek, for example, and they've lost like that, and they get schooled midweek, and then you come back on the weekend and you don't pick up another 3 points,
draw with Ipswich at home.
That is how the pressure builds, and guys start saying that actually, you're a clown. Guys are already doing the whole falling in love with the
interim manager
again. Guys are already.
Well, look, I think what I will say for right now is that at the moment we're not going to kill Carrick for being a clown and being a PE teacher.
Agreed.
And all of that, because he still put in a body of work last year that was good.
That's some,
And then it's one game. Yeah. Now, if they don't beat Ipswich, best believe we'll be ready. For that.
No, but what does that foretell?
Well, but I think Man United fans, part of the reason why the whole game, on top of the 12:30, on top of the first game of the season, on top of the shocking performance, on top of getting out battled, all of that, on top of all of that, I think there's severe PTSD in that fan base about, like you say, the ex-legend interim manager bounce become permanent. Not even so much that Carrick is going to be like that. I'm not saying that Carrick could. I mean, I think we both predicted to them to finish Champions League football, which would be a good season. So I don't think that will end up happening necessarily. But I think there is PTSD in the United fan base of, well, this is how the road began to end for Ollie. These sorts of results, these sorts of schoolings.
If Man United end up with a new manager in December, Jan, and they're like, how many seasons in a row would that be? Well, we have to write off this season because we've changed our manager. So we'll get ready. Like there's still 6 months left, but we're gearing up for the 27-28 season.
Yeah.
Like that for me is almost an inconceivable position.
Throwing away another season
in a row. It's like,
But look, final message on that. Tielemans and Santos, stay off Twitter, boys.
Yeah, dark days.
Twitter after that whole
stay off Twitter.
But Twitter after that whole Man United game was different.
Right? No, that video
I reckon the one you're going to mention might be my tweet of the week.
What's his name?
Big John.
Yeah, Big John.
The Chinese order. I had
lamb chops, pork chops,
Chileman's pre-match meal.
chicken chow mein.
I had that as my tweet of the week. Okay. Again, you might think, come on, guys, it's time to move on to the champions. Show some respect, show some love, but actually, come to the stage.
Saturday was a good day.
To the stage.
Saturday was a good day.
We said after Man United, Brentford, what do you have for us?
Barkley's is back.
Very much back. The completely new look Spurs team. Van Kinski starting, Van Hecker in there, Senesi in there, Robertson in there, Tonali in there, Fernandez on the bench. Savinho looks like he's signed. Marmouche, here we go from Fabrizio earlier today. And still rumours that they're sniffing for Gakpo as well.
No, they can't.
On top of that,
they won't get Gakpo.
So it looks like Tottenham, they're still playing Football Manager, it seems, with all these signings. But I guess it proves that money doesn't get you titles, which obviously Tottenham fans were quite big on, because some of those players had an absolute stinker. They got absolutely battered by Brentford. Lewis Potter, I think within 15 minutes. Janelt.
Yeah.
Janelt he's always on crud against Tottenham, it seems. He's always ready for that fight. And then Coyote and Igor Thiago missing a penalty, which was great for my FPL.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. But yeah, could have been 4-0, could have been 5, could have been 6. They got absolutely spanked.
Shout out Keith Andrews, man.
Mm-hmm.
This
the G-Tech.
No. This is like the difference between a well-coached team and a team that's just come together haphazardly.
And Tottenham.
Like, seriously, if I was worried about Brentford, I wasn't worried about Brentford in terms of getting relegation or anything like that, but worried about Brentford in the sense of, can they keep up the same momentum that they had last season.
I think they might get better.
Brentford are.
I think they might actually make Europe.
My biggest takeaway from this game is just that Brentford are a well-coached team.
Yeah,
like Brentford have all the right pieces. They've got 2 big, strong, physical centre backs.
Well, Shardo was. Oh yeah. Yo, Richarlison.
There was one tackle that Aya had on Bergvall. I think that should have been a red card, really. If he didn't get the ball, 2 broken legs for Bergvall.
Even Shardo made one when he came sliding in at one point. But yeah, Shardo, 2 physical monsters there defensively, and that's with Van.
Their fullbacks go up and down.
Lewis Potter, that guy's not a fullback. How Keith Andrews is using Lewis Potter? He's all right, or turning up right. He's Calla for them.
It's funny, they're using him like how Fulham used that Carney guy, where he just
But he's never playing left back.
That's
Tom Kearney. He's never playing left back.
That's
Lewis Potter. He's on the team sheet.
But Lewis Potter he drifts. He's on the right hand side. He's drifting. He's in the centre. He's taking it on the half turn.
Keith Andrews is running the pep thing with Cancelo, it seems.
No, my biggest takeaway was that this is just a well coached team. The fullbacks get up and down. They've got decent enough ability on the ball.
Everybody works hard.
The midfield is robust. That Sangare guy is a star.
Sangare, we need to talk about
that. Mamadou Sangare guy is a star. Full stop. We've been on Janelt.
Watch out for our top 10 signings.
Yeah.
It's gonna come at the end of the transfer window. Sangare was everywhere.
Bro, we've been on Janelt. Janelt was a good player. And I was like, obviously this is skipping ahead a bit. I was like, man, they're bringing on Damsgaard now. Like 3-0 up. With 15 minutes to go, they're bringing on Damsgaard. Like, he might be as good as Fernandez. Like, he might be as good as that Matthias Fernandez. I swear. He didn't get relegated last season. He didn't get relegated. So that's my big takeaway, is that the Zerbi, look, the only bail I'll shoot Tottenham is, I know that team is very unlikely. I said this in the group chat. I was like, these are Tell's last minutes of the season. I can tell that. Matthias Tell.
But okay, here, look, before we get onto Tottenham and the Zerbi and stuff, just quickly on Brentford, I think it's interesting with Dango, by the way. He's been watching non-e comps all summer.
Dango.
Because that's not the Dango I know.
No. It's not the Dango I know.
He still won a couple fouls, did his thing.
I think Dango...
but that's not the Dango
He's one of the very few players I'm going to shoot bail for and just say he's loading.
It was horrendous.
He's loading.
It was horrendous.
Dango's loading.
That's calm. Dango can be loading, but yesterday was horrendous. Yeah. We can't see that against Tottenham, Dango. So, But Igor Thiago, we had a lot of laughs and jokes last year about being fairly certain that this was a one season thing. Yeah, 20 goals and whatever. And for me, at least last year, it did seem like when I watched Igor Thiago, it was very much sort of a goal scoring thing rather than an all round striker
thing,
sort of thing. But when I'm watching him yesterday, I'm like, well, actually, he presses.
Goal scoring was the worst thing he did yesterday.
Right. And I've cussed him for missing the penalty, all of that. But he presses, he holds the ball up,
puts himself
he
about.
links the play.
Yeah.
He doesn't just do that thing that quite a few strikers in this league do, not to name names, but when they get the ball, they just kind of try and turn back or play the first pass they see because they're worried about losing.
Yeah.
It's not like he'll go beat a man, turn on it, the Jesus type stuff from before, but he's aware enough to make a good decision, see what's around him. He's the guy that puts the early ball in for Dango when Dango should score. Bro, I'm thinking, and he does get chances. I mean, I think he hit the crossbar.
No, that one he has to bury. And I know it was offside, but
he has to bury that. Has to bury that.
But at the same time, if you give him how many?
Yeah. Because then on top of that, so that's also me saying I think he's probably good for another 15, which is already taking it. Because I said when he was really on the heater last year that he won't get more than 10 this year. I was like, that's a not that season thing. But he's looking like he's going to get a minimum of 15. But also, I think part of that is we've said this about the G-Tech even since Thomas Frank was there. Remember they went for a period where it was just 5-3, 5-2.
Yeah.
They can get goals there.
They can get goals. But that's why I give Keith Andrews so much credit.
Yeah.
Igor Thiago, his overall game impressed me yesterday. I swear that the worst thing he did was try to put the ball in the back of the net. But outside of that, I agree that he was
about a hat trick.
He was impressing me a lot more than he typically does in terms of his overall play. So that is encouraging signs. But you're right, like it's a Keith Andrews thing, it's a Thomas Frank thing, it's a G-Tech thing. There is a belief within the Brentford team that when they go forward, that they can score.
Yeah,
like that is so obvious. And I think on top of it is, I don't think that they think that they have to score a certain type of goal. Like they're happy
scoring any goal.
There's space. I'll hit the space for Shardo.
I mean, two of them were Kinski saves rebounds.
But like some of the attacks, it's like ball over the top for Shardo or Dango to chase down, and then there's a top of the D square for a Thiago or Potter or Janelt shot. Or there is the cross that he's missed, that Thiago's missed. It's just a good ball in. Jensen or whoever it is flash whipped it. Thiago should be burying that. There's stuff from corners. There's a penalty miss.
One thing about because Brentford they play quite long, quite a fair bit, and like you say, Jensen whipping balls in, whatever. What helps a lot with that is their front line. Or we're talking about two physical monsters in defense. Yeah, Shardo was winning every header on Van Hecker, every single one, and Dango. We know Dango scored some headers last year.
No, but the pace is
the pace. So this brings me. I was gonna say,
frightening.
How many of the outside the top six? Yeah, considering Rodgers and has gone and Watkins is probably on his way out, and the rest of that. Gordon's gone. Obviously, Isak left last year. Brentford probably have the best front three outside the top six. Yeah. I think it's better than like Ruta, Matoma, Minte.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Ryan, Evanilson, Tavernier look good today,
good.
But I think it's better than that.
It is, yeah.
So if it's the best out of the top, how many of the actual top six do Brentford have a better front three than? Because we can say Tottenham immediately, rule them out because that was pathetic.
I would actually say Man United.
But Man United's best is Rashford, Cunha, and Buemo. Ahmad.
Oh, like
Sesko,
if you said those names, Rashford, Cunha, and Buemo, those names are better than the three Brentford names.
Yeah.
But in terms of seeing it live, I feel like those three Brentford guys would give you the same, or if not more, problems.
If you were building a team and you could pick one of those front threes,
I just think the balance from what you get between Shardo, Thiago, and Dango, and I think a little bit is like because Brentford did so well last season, we saw what that looked like when they were really on top form. Don't
But
get me wrong.
they're
we
running it
know,
up again.
I was gonna say we know Cunha can score goals.
Yep.
We know Mbeumo can score
Yep.
goals. We know Rashford can
Yep.
score goals. Yeah, but it feels as if it's like a sort of a purple patch thing for any of those three players.
Yeah.
As opposed to Brentford, where I feel like I can create a system.
They all kind of strike hot and cold.
Yeah, I feel like I can create a system out of the Brentford boys to get me to where I need to get to.
So Tottenham, Man United. I'd argue Liverpool.
So let's say
Currently,
Liverpool's is
Gakpo, Isak, and Rio that they played today.
Yeah.
I think Sharda's better than Gakpo, and I think Dango's better
Isak
than
just
Rio.
looked really poor.
And even if we pay Isak that respect, is big Thiago.
He looked really like.
Yeah.
Well, Thiago's last season may be as good as any of Isak's best seasons.
I think it's more goals, maybe. And yeah, so and then what you've got City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Chelsea, I'll give it to them. Rodgers, JP Palmer.
I like Chelsea.
Yeah,
and City because they have Haaland.
Yeah,
literally.
And Semenyo will pay.
No, I rate Semenyo is better. But if you combine Semenyo with anyone else of City's bar Haaland, if you put Semenyo, Foden,
Semenyo,
or if you put
yeah. I'll take it short there, man. Yeah. But yeah, because of Haaland. So that's, and then dare I say Arsenal? Well, obviously not.
It's difficult with solids now. Saka,
our best
Havertz.
attack. I mean, to be fair, we say that last year's attack won the league, and that was Noni Yokerez or Martinelli.
Saka's better than Dango. Havertz
is
better than Thiago, and
that's not good. I don't think that's going to go down well.
We'll see this season.
Yeah, exactly. If Havertz can stay by equals,
like Thiago last season, you know what we need to count? I don't know. Thiago had 8 pens last season, but let's move that to the side. It's his first touch finishes.
Yeah,
Thiago I think had like 15. Do you remember? We need to go back and watch the highlights.
It was just the same goal.
It was just first. It was just the first touch. Like you didn't have to think to. It's just the first touch. Finish.
Outside of that, you know when you watch the Thiago comp, outside of the Man United goal, you know when the left.
Yeah.
But it's just the same goal. It's just, all the other ones
touch. But if Havertz kind of like Friday can just pick up like another 7 first touch goals.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about this. Just touch home.
I mean, if Havertz could actually learn how to take pens and stop doing the stutter step, he'd actually pad the numbers even more. But look, on Tottenham, Tonali, Van Hecke, Bergvall, Gallagher stink.
No, Van Hecke was the worst player on the pitch, and like he was the worst. And I rate Van Hecke. I generally think he's a decent player, but when he put on that Tottenham shirt, he just looked like everybody else. Like I couldn't tell the difference between him and their last 7 centre backs.
Honestly, yesterday he looked like a system player.
Mm-hmm.
Herzler, respect went up in my books after Van Hecke's performance yesterday. But Van Hecke is a player.
Collins looked like he was 10 years older than Van Hecke. He looked like Van Hecke was a baby to him.
But what I will say, that's a tough place to go. Yeah. It's not like Man United losing at Hull. Yeah, which we've said atmosphere up and all of that, but the quality of Hull is nowhere near. We just spoke about Brentford's forward line.
It's decent.
One of the best. Yeah, so it's a tough place to go. I'm not going to judge him on that. I think Van Hecke will, on the whole, have a decent season for Tottenham, but terrible yesterday.
The worst.
Bergvall and Gallagher got hooked at halftime.
Too.
Right, which shows that De Zerbi got the lineup wrong, just straight up wrong. Shouldn't have played those guys. Because Gallagher has absolutely no quality. How De Zerbi thinks that guy can play as a 10.
I was gonna say I don't think De Zerbi knows what profile Gallagher is.
Yeah.
When I saw him as the furthest forward midfielder, I was like, no.
I mean, I think De Zerbi is just stuck with him because that was Thomas Frank's parting gift, and they can't really sell him.
But Tottenham, they have so many players. Like they've got Pape Sarr, they've got Bentancur. They've got, I don't know where Kudus and Kulu are in terms of fitness and this kind of stuff, but they have so many players.
They do have a lot.
There isn't a profile. Like, if you want a 10 pro, Travis Simmons is injured, but if you want a 10 profile, dig one out, bro. You've got so many names in your squad. You've spent 85 on Matheus Fernandes. You just signed 2 new signings. Look, I get it. So we can judge him from the next game when a lot more players are fit, available, and there and all this kind of stuff. But to get your lineup wrong on the first day with the profiles that you have,
because if Matheus Fernandes can come on at half time and play 45 minutes, can he not start? Yeah. So that's one thing that De Zerbi's got wrong. And yeah, we'll wait to judge them fully, but we can judge the type of performance that Tottenham put in. Like De Zerbi, that front line is pathetic. Yeah, Richarlison looked
Yeah,
like
he's
a child out
awful.
there.
He's
The way he
awful.
was getting bullied, thrown to the floor, ragdolled, all of that. Mikey Moore
Captain.
is where it is. Yeah.
Was Mikey? No, it was Gray that was captain.
Yeah. Youngest, what was it? Like one of the youngest ever
A right back.
captains for Tottenham. But yeah, like Mikey Moore, nothing really.
I think that one was a
nothing
forced
really.
pick. I think that one was a gun to his head. You have
exactly.
to. You have to.
So
pick
that's where
Mikey
we
Moore.
can give De Zerbi the bit of grace that there's actually nobody else you can pick. Yeah, you have to actually play those players because nobody else is here yet. Next weekend, Savinio should be through the door. Marmoush should be through the door. Who knows? Maybe they get one more, but then we can see what the attack really looks like. So we can give him some leeway there. But in terms of the commitment, similar things to Man United. Like you get slapped up like that at Brentford when you're not matching the level of intensity and energy that they're putting into the game.
No, that's why Brentford are a well-coached team, and Tottenham are still figuring things out.
But Brentford can be a well-coached team and win that game 1-0, 2-0. They could have won that game 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Because of the way Tottenham turned up.
So you're right. On top of being a well-coached team, there is like some professional pride and look, like the Brentford players, like they didn't stop running until they were subbed off. The Tottenham players just like, yo, some guys are walking around as Brentford are moving. That Sangare guys who's moving the ball through the lines. He's running as people are walking back. And they're wondering how he's figured out into this position. How has he worked his way in there? Because no one's picking him up, no one's tracking him. And I just think, again, it's kind of like the Man United thing on the sense of like, this is just a dark start for Tottenham. They had a horrible campaign last season. They're trying to right their wrongs. They've had the best transfer window of pretty much any Premier League club. But to start this way, it's just one of the results that we're going to remember and harp back on. And like, no matter what you do in your next 2-3 games, you can win your next 2 and draw, lose your 4th, and we'll say, but remember, they got smacked in the opening day of the season. It's just one of those things that's going to be tough to live down. They're trying to prove to the fans that they're not the team that they were for the past 2 seasons. And I know they will be better. I know they will. They will
get better.
They'll show a different sort of side to themselves. But it just makes me respect Keith Andrews more. Like, he's ready. And the thing about Tottenham is we were giving them credit, or in the episode that didn't come out, we were giving them credit for signing players that didn't go, like Tonali didn't go to the World Cup. Van Hecke didn't go to Van Hecke did. But, a couple of guys that, like, you signed them early, you should have had pre-seasons with them. Fernandes didn't go to the World Cup. You should have been as ready as Keith Andrews' team was. There's like Tonali didn't go, like, you should have been as ready as Keith Andrews' team was. So for Keith Andrews to have his boys that much more prepared, that much more ready to fight, and second balls and all that kind of stuff. Each player know their specific job in the team. I just don't. De Zerbi's meant to run rings around guys like Keith Andrews. He's a set piece coach 2 years ago.
Supposed to, yeah.
2 years ago, he was a set piece coach, and now I'm looking at Keith Andrews like, is he on the level of De Zerbi?
Well, yeah. I mean, yesterday was good evidence for that. But look, De Zerbi's still got a lot of work to do. How much do you think that Marmoush and Savinio are going to change Tottenham's fortunes? I can't remember where you had them finishing. I think I had them 6th.
I had them 5th.
Yeah. So is some of that, like, how much do you think Marmoush and Savinio will?
Marmoush will change things. I'm not sure with Savinio. Savinio will be better than what they currently have. But in terms of tangibly changing things with goals and assists, it will be Marmoush, or just style of play. Because he takes shots, because he's aggressive in that respect. Like, Solanke didn't even, it's not that he didn't play well yesterday or whatever it is. I just don't know when he's, like, I just don't know how reliable he is.
Yeah, you can't
like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So he didn't have a bad game yesterday at all. It's just that when Marmoush is in some of the Solanke positions or coming on off the bench or starting or whatever, I'm penciling in like 3 to 5 shots for Marmoush a game. That I just don't know if any of their other sort of attacking players is going to have that same level of impact. And when Kudus comes back and, this kind of stuff, I think they will be better than a lot of teams, or they'll be able to turn games on their head the same way we've seen sort of a Man City or even Liverpool score 2 goals in 20 minutes. I feel like they have players that have that ability, but it's also Tottenham, and I still think because they're playing once a week, De Zerbi's gonna have to do something with the squad.
Mhm.
They've got a lot of guys, man. They've got a lot of guys. Like no one's gonna be that happy. Like these Pape Sarr guys that are like fourth string now.
I think
They've got to go
I think those
somewhere.
guys are on the bomb squad. Or
Yeah, they've got to go
yeah.
somewhere. Otherwise, I think that's going to drag Tottenham down. Is when they're only playing once a week, and Gallagher or whoever has a bad game, and like Pape Sarr starts chirping up about how he feels disrespected because with that
Well,
Danny Rose. Yeah,
it's worked for Bergvall. But Bergvall's piped up, said he wants to leave. De Zerbi said, "No, I'll give you more game time." He started the first game.
yeah. I think Bergwall's an alright player, but you can't keep him all De Zerbi.
Yeah.
You can't keep him all.
And you don't need to.
Yeah. So
You
figure
don't-
out who's going to be
yeah.
happy and who's going to keep the
it's
squad
not
happy.
like and to be fair, we can move it on to Arsenal, but it's not like Arsenal's midfield where all of those options for Tottenham
Yeah.
are good players.
Yeah. We have
And you
60
don't-
games back.
Yeah, and
we
you
know
don't
we're
want,
gonna.
you don't want to lose any of them.
Yeah.
Like some of them are very dispensable. They can easily go. But yeah.
And the last thing I'll say
Go.
on De Zerbi is it's such a massive season for
Yeah,
De Zerbi because they have backed you to the hills. Like he has to see the season one to the very end. He has to see it through, and two, he has to end up in what I think Tottenham will take a Europa League position, but he has to end up in what I think is a Champions League spot for his own personal brand and value and all this kind of stuff. Like if De Zerbi, after Tottenham spend 350, 400 mil on his own players, can't get top 4 or top 5, especially in a league that doesn't have a concrete top 5, then De Zerbi's not the manager that I thought he was or think he is, or whichever way around.
I think at bare minimum they should be competing for a Champions League spot.
I think they have to get it.
I don't know. I think it's difficult
because I think De Zerbi's a good enough
because I think they could get they could finish 6th, right? Get Europa League, and they could back De Zerbi. I think that it will be enough.
I think Tottenham fans will take that
but even for the board,
I think the board will take that.
Here, we'll back you again this summer.
I'm just saying that I wouldn't,
and then he might make Champions League.
Yeah, which would be fine, honestly.
A bit like when Arteta lost out at Newcastle.
Yeah,
and then he come back and
no, I hear that. It's just that I have De Zerbi. Like, there's the Arteta class of managers, the flicks and the top dogs, yeah. And then I have maybe another band of managers.
Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, the Xabi Alonsos, the Inzaghi's. Inzaghi maybe should be higher, but the Inzaghi's and those kind of guys. I'm like, you're a good manager, yeah. And then I've got just underneath that is like De Zerbi.
So who else is in De Zerbi's? Just is Emery there, or is he the one above?
Emery would be above De Zerbi. He would be in the Xavi. Well, he should really be like in the upper. I'd have him in the Xavi Alonso bracket.
Yeah.
How I feel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I'd have De Zerbi in there with the
Eddie Howe.
I'd have him like De Zerbi is the best of the rest, but I'd have him in there with the Eddie Howe's, the Marco Silvas, and I think De Zerbi's better than those guys. Yeah, I think De Zerbi is like on the fringe of being a Xavi. The only difference between De Zerbi and Xavi Alonso is that Xavi Alonso has a league title.
Iraola in that one as well.
Yeah.
So that's a good test then, because if Liverpool make Champions League, I mean at the current rate they've spent nothing. Yeah, basically. So and De Zerbi, like you say, has been backed. So if that is where you,
it's just that I back him as like
then if he doesn't make it, it makes sense to.
I back him as a tier 2, like tier 3 manager. And I feel like if you are really this tier 2 manager that I think you are, where you're just underneath the Artetas and guys or the Alonsos and guys, then with the squad that you have and with the way the Premier League is looking, Man United are not a sure thing, Chelsea are not a sure thing, Liverpool are not a sure thing, Man City are not even a sure thing. And well, they'll get top 4, top 5, but like there's a place in there for you. You should get that. And I know if he gets 6th, it's calm. Tottenham will take that, fans will take that, the board will take that, and he can build from that. But I'm just saying on a personal, where I rate you as a manager, if you come to me with excuses, if you come to me with excuses at the end of the season of, but this happened and that happened, I'm like,
especially with one game a week.
Yeah.
As well. But the only thing I'd say to caveat that is that maybe I don't know, for De Zerbi, where he took over that Tottenham squad.
I get it's a big job.
The amount of investment needed in like that 300 million that Tottenham might spend, 350 million that Tottenham might spend this summer, probably gets their squad to a point where it's just behind Man United's after Man United spends 100 and
No,
150.
100%, because people start from different starting points, so it's never a fair thing. It's just a thing of if they didn't get Savinho and Marmoush, like if they had got Tonali, Matthias Fernandes, Van Hecke, Senesi, and either Savinho or Marmoush,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take sixth because it's a U-Haul, but there's just something about signing 7 first-team players.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, if you're a good manager, you're good. You make the most out of that.
I think if
Tottenham,
if Tottenham finish in the Champions League, I think that will go a long way to giving De Zerbi some.
And that's where I rate
some status.
And that's why that's kind of where I have him at.
Because that would still be a shock,
yes,
even with the money they've spent.
100%.
If he does that, that would be a serious achievement. To be fair, okay. Look, I said we're gonna go to the champions, and it's about time because Arsenal kicked off the season, the home of the champions at the Emirates on Friday. Had a good time singing "Champions" again. Ole, ole. We know what we are, champions of England. It was good vibes on Friday, and it felt a lot less tense, nervous. Obviously, match day one, Coventry, all of that. But even given all of that, it just felt like everyone in the stadium was there to have a good time.
Yeah, that's good.
It wasn't like
must win, need win.
Nail bite.
Yeah, I mean, it helps being 2-0 up at half time.
100%, very. And again, we did the same thing last week. I said we have to come to this guy first. I haven't spoken about him. I called him Leandro Zolod last week. They're calling him the Mykonos Messi this week. Take your pick. They're showing the Community Shield turning it into Ballon d'Ors.
Soldiers.
Soldiers. They're saying Vinny didn't want to come and compete with Solis. That's why he stayed in Real Madrid.
Arsenal killed me. Solidifying
your vote. Look, man. That another thing, yeah. And again, it's Coventry, so we'll take that with a pinch of salt. But we saw what Hull did to Man United, so promoted teams. But it's Coventry at home. Take it with a pinch of salt. But it was the first time in a long time where I've thought, like, you know what? Actually, there's a serious threat on both wings.
Yeah, I was thinking
we're not just on the right.
No, I was thinking
causing problems. There's a serious threat on both wings here.
Normally, we like have all of our build up on the right, and then someone will just finish it on the left because Saka's worked so hard, and White's worked so hard that they square it across, and it's like, how have you not finished that? So that's the thing. But Solis is doing the exact same work. I'm like, when Solis gets on the ball, I'm like, how have we not put that cross home? How have we not? That should be a tap in for someone. I think the biggest sort of positive thing for me with Solis is that little like 5-minute cameo where we just got the ball to him 3 times in a row.
Yeah. And he was just twisting guys.
And he got a cross in every time. That's when I was like, all right, because it's not just that's like when you can tell that the players are also like, let's just read the hot hand here.
Yeah.
Like I trust this guy. It's like a basketball. I trust this guy. He's the hot hand. He's getting past this man. If we can start doing that on the left hand side, sky's the limit, man. Like his threat level, his decision making, his ability to not lose the ball. He's like, very rarely is he just like careless or sloppy with the ball, or like very rarely
technical level seems. Yeah.
Very rarely does any of the balls he puts into the box like just sail over everyone's head. Go out, go out.
Not get close to a red shirt.
Yeah. Somewhat like, it's good to have that level of confidence.
Good decision making. Very good decision
and quick decision making, man. And how many times it's like, I'm starting to think that actually anybody can build a relationship with Kyler if you just feed it to him early. Play the like, not the obvious pass, but like he's playing Kyler on these little slide rule balls, but it's just because he's doing it first time. Kyler's on his wavelength.
Well,
see space runs to space.
See, now you mentioned Kyler there. He obviously picks up an assist with a great ball in for Havertz's goal. And Ben White on the other side also picked up an assist. for Odegaard's goal. I think Ben White maybe could have had 3 or 4
Yeah.
assists. How much are those two? Obviously, we know how good Calafiori can be, especially in attacking areas. Scored in the Community Shield last week, but I actually said on the predictions that my like breakout kind of like returning to a top level was going to be Ben White.
Mm.
I do think I don't know what it is. Like Timber's good in the pockets; he can receive the ball in the pockets. Timber's good on the overlap. Timber's end product is decent, but it just looks different. It looks more fluid. It looks more. There's a chemistry and an
Yeah, there is
understanding
definitely a
when Ben
chemistry.
White's there, and I think that plays him and Calafiori, obviously both fullbacks, but I think that both. I mean, the Odegaard goal is the right hand side that we've grown to love. Seeing that play together is literally Odegaard to Xhaka, Xhaka to Ben White back to Odegaard. But those two, how integral, and in particular Ben White, might he be to the style of football at the very least?
No, they're going to be massive figures. I mean, I was saying it to my bros who were watching the game. It's really the same players plus Solis, but our technical level has just risen. It feels like it's jumped like tenfold from last season. Just the tempo in which we're playing that, and that feeds into Ben White, that feeds into Calafiori, but
Also, Ben White's risk in possession is
it's
one of
different.
the things that I think is his biggest separator from
Yeah.
Timber.
Yeah, no. I definitely agree that there's moments where you can pop it into Ben White. Do you know what it is? I don't know what it like. I think it's similar, but I just think it comes off for Ben White more. Like we give it to Timber in risky positions, and he dribbles his way out of it. But that's
the body feints.
Yeah, that's really about it. Like he dribbles his way out of it, and he retains possession. But it's like Ben White does something,
and it's like a forward,
progressive
move.
Exactly, and the move can keep going as an attacking sort of sequence. But yeah, just I don't know what it is, man. The technical level of our team has risen.
Even,
maybe it's Odegaard.
Go on.
No, I was gonna say, maybe it's Odegaard. I don't know who it is, but because we're able to keep the ball so much high up the pitch, like Ben White and Calafiori sort of starting positions and recovery positions are right next to Solis and right next to Saka.
Literally on the edge of the box.
Like, and when we lose the ball, we've got Mascara and we've got Rice and we've got Gabriel, and we recover it quickly and we get it right back out to the wing. And there's Ben White and there's Calafiori. So they're gonna have massive roles to play in it, but it's also, I think, down to everybody else. Like those guys, Ben White and Calafiori will do their thing if the rest of the team can keep the ball. With Skelly balling, with Odegaard balling, with Rice doing his thing, it seems as if we can push those guys further and up the pitch. And Arteta said it post-match in terms of, he said something along the lines of our fullbacks have a great capacity to sort of score and create goals in the box. So we have to use that to our advantage. And there's very few fullback combinations that are as sort of GA able as ours.
Yeah.
So you have to like. There's very like, you're talking about Ben White could have had 4 assists. Callers got a goal last week, got an assist this week.
Had a couple of decent shots as well.
You feel me? So, and I think the same with Timber. Like Timber, sometimes some of these games
last season put up good numbers.
Should come out with 2 assists. Some of these games should come out with a goal in some of these games, and Hincapié can put a good ball in the box and be trusted. So
he scored last year as well.
It's I mean, it's vice versa. I don't know if it's the fullbacks that influence the attacking, the technical level of the team, or if because the technical level of the team has risen, that our fullbacks are sort of much more involved in the attacking sense. I don't know which way around it goes.
For the left-hand side, I don't know. For the right-hand side, I think it's just a relationship. So, those three, like that third goal, man, it was. Do you remember when we talked about that period when we were slapping teams up? 2 seasons ago,
Yeah. I was saying it was boring.
And Gary Neville, if you stop this Arsenal right-hand side, you might be able to get something in the game. That goal, that third goal, was so reminiscent of those times. But you talk about our technical quality or level just seems to have increased, and it's the same team plus Solis. How much of that is Miles Lewis-Skelly, who only came into the team at the back end of last season, the Fulham game, where you would actually say from that point our technical quality looked better.
Yeah.
Coming into this season, he's just followed on from where he left off. One of our best players, if not our best player in the Champions League final. Balled out again, control, tempo, understanding, starting to look even more mature. Just in the short space of time in that
benefiting of game
that
time
midfield.
Well,
But yeah, how much is he? And that's with no Bruno G as well.
I said two things to you. I said one, that Skelly might be our most talented midfielder in the last episode. So guys, the receipts are there. Check it out.
we did say alongside Odegaard.
Uh,
Before guys are like,
which is true. And then two, I said to you off air, I was like, I'm not worried about Skelly's minutes because there isn't a pathway for Skelly into this team. Like Skelly was just going to go out there and compete for his minutes and grab minutes just off the fact that he's a competitor and he's talented. And that is happening. Like Jamie was saying it during the game, or Gary, I can't even remember who it was, in the sense of like, Skelly's going to be tough to move out of this team, even when Bruno's back. Whether that's next week or in 3 weeks' time or 6 weeks' time, I don't think it's an automatic. Bruno will play minutes for us this season. Skelly will play minutes for us this season, but I don't think it's an automatic like, oh, we have Villa and Chelsea next, so Bruno has to play those 2 games. Like Skelly can play those games.
Yeah, 100% Skelly can play those games, and I don't think it is like that. I agree with you. I think what it is very game dependent.
Yeah, it will be.
Now I don't know what Mikel Arteta is thinking behind it will be, and what games he sees he needs whatever qualities. I think there will actually be quite a few games where we see both of them.
I think that would have been the lineup if Bruno wasn't injured.
Yeah.
But that's
I could potentially see it being that Villa away and Chelsea at home. Villa away, tough game to go to their first home game Monday night. Chelsea at home. 100%. If Skelly's on the team sheet, I'm not feeling any type of way. I'm not feeling like Skelly could like. But
and that's more to my point about how
I can see it as Bruno playing those 2 games, and then Sunderland away and Brighton away after that. Skelly playing those.
Sunderland away is a Skelly game.
Right? I could see. So exactly. So no, Sunderland you might need.
Right.
Yeah, it brought me in.
Yeah. I just think that the array of ability that Skelly has shown in the last 3 months, it's like every time I watch Skelly play, I'm like, yo, where is this guy's ceiling? Like, he is a good dribbler on the ball. He doesn't really lose the ball off the dribble. He's careful with his passing, but he also still not every pass he plays is safe. He plays some risky passes. There was another one that he fizzed to Calla that is like inches away from like an Odegaard pass, like a line splitting ball, all of this kind of stuff. I think I agree that it's going to be very game dependent, but that's a compliment to Skelly, and that's my point about Skelly staying in the squad and being a part of this team, is that once you get into it's game dependent, and I guess for everybody it's game dependent, but I think it's different. Like Max, it's game dependent in the sense of like, are we 3-0 up?
Yeah.
Or is this a lower league team or something like that? I don't think those are the game dependent metrics for Skelly. Like Skelly's played Champions League finals, as you've mentioned. He's played Community Shield finals, all this kind of stuff. He can start any one of these next tough home games, away games. Because Arteta believes wholeheartedly in his ability, and because Skelly doesn't let him down.
Yeah,
really. When he gets given the minutes, Skelly isn't.
Not since he brought him in back in the last
season. Completely agree with you that the difference, Skelly is a massive part of the difference in the technical level of the team. And as I say, it's probably Odegaard's fitness as well that plays a part into it. But for whatever it is, the tempo that we are moving, or the tempo that we were moving the ball around at Coventry, I mean, I just haven't seen that for like over a year.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because the whole thing was about Arsenal. Are they going to play the same way?
Yeah.
Can they win the league the same way? Is the set pieces thing sustainable? All of that rubbish. Yeah. And even us speaking to the guy that sits next to us at Arsenal before the game, and he was like, hopefully we can have a bit more fun this year. Be a bit more chilled out and enjoy it. And I was like, yeah, hopefully, because I think Arsenal fans will tell you, every Arsenal fan, that at times it was a struggle to watch last year, right?
Every fan, not just Arsenal fans.
Well, obviously the rival fans are going to say it, right? That we hear that all the time, but I'm saying Arsenal fans themselves, I think, will say that. So that was a big question. What's Arteta's style going to look like? How are we going to try and adapt? How's the football? Is it because Arteta has played liquid football before? He has done those things. And then I saw the stat. Havertz, you've probably seen it on Twitter as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Havertz, Saka, and Odegaard that was only their second time they've played a Premier League game together since December 2024. And you've obviously saying you haven't seen us play football like that for a year, over a year, maybe. Yeah. Those three playing together, and obviously those three end up on the score sheet. How much does that just like? I think our attack. I think people are going to speak differently about our attack if those three stay fit and if those three play to a good level.
Yeah, no, completely agree.
I think the conversations around our attack will change.
They're like three of our 4-5 better players. 100% the conversation around Arsenal and how we attack. I still didn't like people saying we don't have a world-class attacker as a part of our squad, because I think definitely Saka is, and I hear Odegaard not being a world-class attacker, but I also think that Odegaard he's our Cole Palmer. He's our Salah. Like if Odegaard does 3 or 4 things, every pundit or every sort of casual or every
anyone in the media,
any bystander is going to be quick to say Odegaard's world class. Oh, he has world class ability, world class.
I mean, look, Odegaard had a good World Cup.
Yeah. He's our Foden.
He's
our like
the glaze. It comes instantly.
Exactly.
But
he doesn't need to prove it.
Because even Odegaard had. I can sit here and say Odegaard had a good World Cup, but it didn't.
It didn't feel like it.
When I was watching it, it was like, but how much is this really? Like Xander Berger was Aya. Aya was Nusa, obviously Haaland. But obviously they beat Brazil and he's the captain, and Jude Bellingham's talking about how hard it is to play against him, and Bruno Guimaraes is doing.
Even in this game, they came out afterwards and the guy was like, with players like Odegaard.
Yeah. But everyone's talking about it. It's like, he had a brilliant World Cup. The way he's coming back to Arsenal, and like you say, it's just like that. It's like, well, actually, he was brilliant in the World Cup and towards the back end of last season, and he's just, and then the Community Shield. And look, I don't think Odegaard's performance. I definitely don't think it warranted man of the match. I mean, the goal is just perfect. Yeah, in my opinion,
he called it a top finish.
Yeah. And he put on Instagram, they all count. Look, I'm here for it. You matched your tally from last season, and I do think he killed quite a few of our attacks. But having said that, I'm not gonna kill him when he scored a goal, because that's what I've been asking him to do. So if you're gonna kill some of our attacks, but you're gonna bag, I'll live with that.
I hear it,
right? The Bruno Fernandes thing, grenade launcher. But if you score a goal, I'll give you your praise.
Bruno's in that conversation as well. But he's got a long-standing history. But
yeah.
When Bruno gets his 1 or 2 assists, it's straight back. It's straight back to. So look, people are getting onto us for not having. Or I disagree with people that say we don't have world-class attackers, but also at that same time, I'm fine if Arteta is the star of this team. Yeah, like if Arsenal go on to do a double with no world-class attackers, if Arsenal go on to win the Champions League or whatever with no world-class attackers,
he's got to be the best manager in history.
You feel me? So it's a double-edged sword. The people that say that, but to your point, if Saka, Havertz, and Odegaard stay fit, I think Havertz, he's got the opposite of the Odegaard and Cole Palmer PR. Like, I think Havertz can get 25 goals and people will still not call him. Like in the Prem, people will still not call him. Don't get me wrong, his PR is changing.
Yeah, I think he's changed a lot of minds.
But I still don't think it's to the extent where it's like, you feel me? Like, I think Saka and Odegaard at the end of the season, if they do what they need to do and have regular Saka and Odegaard seasons, people will start calling them world class.
Yeah.
By the end of the season.
Yeah.
So that's to your point. If those 3 stay fit and do what they need to do, 2 out of the 3 of them, I think, will be called world class.
Saka's not too far away from Havertz in that aspect of, like, what more does Saka actually need to do that people still won't call it?
That one I don't know.
So that's a bit close.
Yeah, to that one I don't know.
Whereas Odegaard is just, he's world class.
I'm telling you, in a month's time from now, it's KDB is back. We thought
this is the best player in the Premier League. I know we have Haaland, but
I'm telling you. And that's if he gets more goals like he did on Friday.
And we're talking about Saka and Odegaard, world class attackers and whatever. And look, if Havertz has a fully fit season,
if he starts sweeping them home like he did that one,
what a finish!
I still think it's a mistake. I still think I still think he's accepted, like he's anticipating.
He tried to pass it.
Yeah.
No, that was an unbelievable finish. He's just like kind of
Caressed.
Yeah, it's like he's tapped the ball into that corner. He's not like kicked through it. He's just tapped it into that corner. Brilliant finish. Okay, look. Lastly, we'll do this one quickly. Man City did play today. Late winner against Bournemouth. At the time of the recording, obviously Chelsea haven't played, so they're the only top 6 team outside of Arsenal to pick up a win. They won it very late on.
Got
in
lucky.
Stoppage time. Did get a bit lucky. Bournemouth played well, to be fair, but kind of just threw it away. I mean, Bournemouth defending corners. Marco Rose get them in on
I think he had
yeah, I mean, he had one in the first half, and or Haaland had one, and then Gay had another one in the second half that they could have scored. But to start, we'll talk on Maresca's midfield 3, because this was the big shock to me. I had to put it onto the chat. I wasn't sure if I was going insane or my camera, my screen was bugging out.
I can't believe it still.
Gahey, Anderson, and Nico O'Reilly. Brexit midfield. 3 English boys in there for Manchester City. I mean, what kind of midfield? And Gahey, I will give him his props already. At the start. He played well. He actually played well in midfield.
Don't get me wrong, that the midfield is bugging me. But I couldn't believe after what Odegaard did to Rico Lewis last week that Maresca looked at him and said he needs to start.
And then got hooked
at
half time.
That's what, I couldn't. Like, I thought I was reading it wrong that Lewis was in. I thought, oh, someone's injured and someone's tweaked something. And for me, that performance. Don't get me wrong. City will be better. They've signed Buadi. They're gonna sign another 1 or 2 players before the window closes, and things will be different. But for Maresca to even be trying that kind of stuff, match day 1. It lets me know that there are several dropped points for City along this way. Like, I don't know if he's been rewarded for Gahey starting in midfield. I don't know if he thinks, and Gahey was good, Gahey was all right, yeah, but I don't know if he thinks that because we won the game that I can try this again more often moving forward, and maybe it's Buadi, Anderson, and Gahey.
On just quickly on Buadi, because obviously you're saying that they're gonna improve and whatever. Are we sure Buadi's better than Kovacic?
I'm not sure that Buadi's better than Kovacic. Well, I'm sure he can run though, which I'm sure Kovacic.
The World Cup, he looked very much like an in possession player.
Look, Buadi's 18. Like, it's how much
that's part of it.
How much can he be a transformer?
Exactly.
But at the same time, I just think how things currently are, that Maresca's doing a lot of things to try and platform Anderson, and it's not working that well.
Yeah.
Like, Anderson is finding it a bit difficult to be the all-action midfielder that he was promised to be. And I don't...
And somebody that has to actually dictate possession.
Yeah. So I think all Buadi has to do is be a nice partner for Anderson to platform his abilities. Like, you don't have to do that much, as long as if you can play 5-yard passes and get Anderson into space to help others, cool. But yeah,
Anderson isn't that level of player.
He isn't. I don't think he is, but he's 23, and I think we're hoping that Maresca can coach, because Arteta, we've seen him coach players into being more than what we initially bought them as.
That is true. Yeah.
So he has to hope that Maresca can do the exact same thing. He comes from the Arteta school.
I don't know. I don't think Anderson's ceiling is, to be honest, that much higher than where it is right now.
I would agree with you. But if you spend 116, 70 million and you combine that with who you think is one of the best coaches or player development coaches in the
make
game,
him a better player. Yeah.
So that's what they're banking on. And I just think that what I saw from Maresca today, it got bailed out in the end. Cherky had moments of magic to
Cherky changed the game.
Yeah, to set it up. But I'm looking at things like, does Maresca see Cherky as a 90-minute man or even a starter?
Yeah, I mean,
does he feel like Cherky's legs aren't enough? Is he waiting for Buadi to come to get Cherky? Because it means that Foden has to drop out, or it means that
Maresca has said, he obviously said that Haaland, Gavardio, and Foden are the 3 pillars that he's building the team around. That was the quote from him. So that's put in, and obviously Foden signed the new contract this summer, just like a month
Foden,
ago.
He'll have to risk it and play him.
So then he's played him again today.
Started him off as right wing,
which was strange. But Cherky came on. Cherky changed the game. He got 2 assists. The pass to Gavardio was a nice pass. he has to start the next game. Yeah, and that doesn't. That's not me saying
He
that
should have started
Maresca's
the
Community Shield and this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that like he's come on, he's put in 2 assists for you to win the game 2-1. Yeah, after Foden had 70 minutes and Turkey had 20 to do that. So I'm not saying Maresca is gonna do this
But
because
that's what he should
if you
do.
call Foden a pillar, that probably means that you're gonna try and run with that. A bit like the Wirtz thing we were saying, run with that for as long as you possibly can. But realistically, what you should be doing is getting Turkey in the team because he seems to be a very big difference maker. And obviously, if it's good enough for Pep, yeah, well, actually, Foden, you can hold bench because at the back end of last season, Turkey and Haaland, this was working. Maresca's now he's trying to tinker with it. I think, and that's Maresca's given Foden the opportunity. I'm not saying that's wrong. Go out there, you signed the contract, you've won league titles at this club, you've been here. Go and show me that you're the man. And what's Foden serving up?
Yeah, shit in a kettle, like,
yeah,
but like seriously.
So,
But I do think that Maresca has his favorites,
mm,
and like he can be a manager that can be a bit
yeah,
stubborn with his favorites and who he thinks should be getting big minutes and how he wants to play. I wouldn't be surprised with Savinho Marmoush going that maybe Cherky gets in, but maybe Foden moves to the left and they get someone, like I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm sure he'll find a way to try and get them both into the team. And that's if he feels as if he's like you forced his arm, he has to start Cherky. Because I feel like Cherky, if you really saw Cherky as a pillar or a starter of this team, surely he starts one of
he'd
these.
probably already been there, yeah.
One of these 2 games.
But you can't ignore the performances.
You can't, and
even the Community Shield, he was smart.
And he got bailed out today. He really did get bailed out today. But I just with Maresca and some of the stuff that he's trying, and I get it, he's got to figure out the team. I just was not that convinced. The only thing that disappointed me in the game was that Bournemouth didn't seem to have an ability to get a second goal.
Yeah.
Like that was because if they got a second goal, it was like it probably would have been wraps for City. So it's an interesting start. I do give Maresca credit for digging up the win. Like that is like they were the only team that showed.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to actually give Maresca credit for that because I don't think he really
did
had
anything.
any part to play in that. I think Man City would have won that game if they'd had, this weekend, Michael Carrick in the dugout. Yeah, after he's just been scored by Jakirovic. I think Man City would have won that game because, Gavardio is just.
Yeah,
I
just give like they showed minerals when every other team hasn't really shown the minerals. And I was looking at things from an Arsenal perspective of, well, if Man United drop points, if Tottenham drop points, if Man City drop points, and if Liverpool drop points, who is, and it's match day 1, so anyone can still challenge, but who is going to jump out and keep us honest?
And I'm not giving Maresca credit for that because I think if Gavardio's managed by any of the other 19 Premier League managers, I think he'll score that. I don't think we've seen Gavardio enough times to know that that's not really a manager instruction. The way Gavardio's moved back to come on side, angled his body, and then the 3 touches before he buries it on his right foot. Oh, bro, it's just top. It's actually just top. So I'm not really giving Maresca credit for that. That's more of a thing where I think did we both predict City to finish second?
Yeah.
I think that's more of a thing of like they have good players, like we said. Then they will still Haaland, Guardiola, Cherky comes on today, gets 2 assists. Gay played well. They have good players where they will win a lot of football matches still.
I think as well. I think O'Reilly is an interesting piece still because I think he was alright today, and I think that his box crashing presence or ability is also going to make it tough for the Fodens of the world because I think at some stages you're like, all right, well, I need to get Cherky in. Cherky's on a heater. He's creating chances as it is, but I still need some physicality and some presence in midfield. And I think O'Reilly, he has his flaws and he's obviously still got a lot to learn. But it's also his upside, I think, is just so obvious. Like he does have and this is like sounds nuts, but he does have like a almost Frank Lampard, Aaron Ramsey, like 3rd man run into the box where you just find him and something can happen. And he had that header that he tried to get back across and all this kind of stuff.
We're talking about Lewis Miley and physical. I mean, O'Reilly, when he went on that run down the left-hand side, just molted. motored down to the bar and then put in a perfect cross.
I think
Oh,
guys
they
like
should
that
have
are going to
scored.
be tough to when you're trying to
Agreed.
when
Agreed.
you're trying to decide between Cherky and Foden, but then you have O'Reilly staring you in the face of, well, he offers me the solidarity and some goal threat.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
do I choose now?
I think O'Reilly might actually. It's difficult because I reckon I think Enzo Maresca is desperate for Enzo Fernandez. I think he's desperate to go and sign him. But what we're saying here about O'Reilly, after you've already brought in Buadi and Anderson and O'Reilly and Foden and Cherky and whoever else might be able to fill in. I don't know if Nico Gonzalez is gonna go. You might have enough bodies. Maresca might look at it and think, well, actually, I can have Enzo Fernandez is coming to do the box crashing thing and that sort of thing. If O'Reilly's here, maybe that's just a piece I can use.
Can get away with. We'll see how greedy he is.
Yeah.
But 100%, like if you're gonna spend 120 just to find the techie box crasher, you have O'Reilly.
Who's 6'2". Okay, Luke, tweet of the week. You've already mentioned mine. The Big John,
Yeah, that
Chinese order Tielemans pre-match meal, but there could have been so many Tielemans Santos ones.
that killed me. That
today.
honestly killed me. Oh, one of my the Konza come home.
Yeah, the Joella.
The Joella come home. Yeah, just any Man United crash out tweet.
You know, that guy that's eating the
That,
muffin.
yeah.
There's Tielemans and Santos midfield.
Also, the Bruno dropping a 0 out of 10 the day after Odegaard man of the match. This Neymar video, by the way, is in the rafters for me. This Neymar video is so. He's such a child. He's such a child, bro. My head would be on Mars. My head would be on Mars if I was the rival.
Oh, and you know what? This Christos Solis one, where it's LeBron AI talking about Jordan.
And the Daniel Farker. Shout out Daniel Farker.
Hey.
Daniel Farker.
Is the working Leeds on the way down?
I think
Daniel Farker, he's stuck with the three at the back. Bro, clean sheet away at 4. I thought Glasner was going to get off to a good start.
I forgot how good Anton Stack is.
Yeah. Played very well.
I forgot how good Anton.
Forest are a physical team. We know that.
How good Anton Stack is.
Leeds, they just kind of.
You know, it's difficult to say that because Ipswich won and Hull won. So pressure.
But away at Forest.
Yeah.
To be fair, Hull did beat Man United.
Fair. And I also thought that Sunderland were going to show Ipswich a bit of the like, hey,
welcome to the Premier League.
Yeah. Like,
but Gary O'Neill, obviously, he managed to bridge that gap with his managerial quality.
I was expecting, at least match day one, I was expecting a little like, Enzo Lefebvre
before Sunderland even start playing Europe.
Enzo Lefebvre and Robbie and
Daniel Fuck. Again, Daniel Fuck. And then great video. Okay, MVPs on rookies. Mendy and Ajayi.
Yeah.
Two goal scorers.
Nobel Mendy, was it not?
Nobel Mendy.
Nobel Mendy.
And Semi Ajayi, Gary O'Neill, Daniel Farker,
Mamadou Sangare.
And we haven't spoken about this game because I didn't actually watch. I didn't watch the first half of this game, and that's where everything happened at the Brighton Villa game.
No, Brighton, man. Brighton
Fabian Husler, MVP.
No, Brighton are scary.
Remember when we were talking about Hinchwood last year?
The way,
and we were like, "What's actually going on there? What's her?
What, making a player better?
Grabbing a
player.
Do you remember when we were seeing Hinchwood play left back?
Yeah. It's like a move into him.
Yeah.
Remember we were
playing
saying
with his food.
We were saying that's like the worst I've ever seen Saka cook.
Yeah. Number 10.
It was ruthless.
Brace.
It was ruthless.
First day of the season.
But Brighton, like, they had the bit between their teeth and Villa were down, but the way they just, that first half could have been 6-0. The way they just stayed on top of them. And by the way, those are the last.
That guy's a left back, you know.
This is the last week I'm missing out on the Kuiper points in FPL. This is it. I've seen it now. I see the vision already. He was in my initial team, and then I made some changes, and I was like, oh, Brighton, they don't really keep clean sheets, but that's it. Nah, it's done. Yeah. Every the Kuiper point moving forward will be credited and accounted for as a part of my FPL team.
They Brighton also basically traded Vuskovic for Van Hecker.
Yeah. Upgrade.
Looking like it might be an upgrade.
Upgrade. I saw the same thing with what's his name? The Palace and Everton guy. Brennan Johnson's gone to Everton and McNeil's gone to
McNeil. Yeah. Bro, you know Dwight McNeil? Do you know how old he is?
28.
Bro, he's 26.
What?
Bro, I
I
thought
feel like Dwight McNeil's been around
I
for
thought
so
he was like
long.
34.
He's playing in Sean Dash's Burnley team.
Exactly.
As a teenager,
bro,
then.
how long? That's got to be a decade. Though,
Yeah. It must be on a team. He was playing with the Ashley guy.
Bro, I thought he was like 34. He's 26.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah,
shout out Kieran Dewsbury Hall.
Great goal
finish.
from Dewsbury Hall.
Great finish.
I was gonna say something else. Oh, bro, I don't know how Brighton and Hursley get away with it, man. Iari, Gross, and Hinchell.
Yeah. Moved to. I'm telling you, bro. Villa. That's one of Emery's a rookie, bro. It's one of Emery's darkest
100%.
days.
Apparently, he just went straight down the
Yeah,
tunnel.
didn't shake anybody's
Classic
hand.
Emery.
One of Emery's darkest days. João Gomez, idiot.
I think that's one of the worst debuts in Premier League history.
Idiot.
I think he was at fault for 2 goals and then sent off, which is helpful because we won't see you at Villa Park next Monday.
It's a good time to play Villa, man.
So
famous last words, but it's a good time. It's a good time to play
yeah.
Villa.
Got a Nacho goal. Buendia.
Head on Mars.
I feel like Buendia is gonna have something in that game, but no, we'll get to that. That's next Monday anyway. Rookies, Michael Carrick. Just hold that emphatically.
Yeah. De Zerbi, Van Hecker,
Glasner.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
Obviously we've said Emery, João Gomez. Do you want to give your boy Carlos Esposito?
I was gonna say yes.
MVP.
MVP.